Hello and welcome to Morning Brew on Labour Social. I'm Graham Hughes. It is Wednesday, the 6th of December 2023. As someone pointed out in the chat just there, a slow news day today. Yeah, indeed. Probably not actually, as we have not only we're going to be talking about the Rwanda policy and the fact that James Cleverly went to Rwanda to make them pinky promise they wouldn't do anything naughty with the refugees that we're supposed to be sending over there. People who've done nothing wrong whatsoever are going to be punished by being sent to Rwanda, a safe place that's wonderful and everything's nice there. So I don't know how it's a deterrent if it's a safe place that everything's nice there, but apparently it is. The other thing that's happening today, obviously, is the PMQs, but also the COVID inquiry is going to have Boris Johnson, the biggest piece of excrement ever in all of the universe. He is going to be appearing before the COVID inquiry for the next 2 days, starting at 10 o'clock today. So we're going to finish the show a little bit early today, and then we're going to start a new show, which is going to be a live commentary of that, which is going to run until Prime Minister's Questions. We're going to have Prime Minister's Questions. It's going to be a packed day, and then we might go back to the COVID inquiry. So if you want to stay with the Labour Social channel, we'll really appreciate it. That'd be great. But I don't know if you're going to be able to put up with 4, 5, maybe 6 hours of me rabbiting on about what a bunch of crooks the Conservative Party, our former Prime Ministers, our current Prime Minister, the whole goddamn evil, beady-eyed lot of them are. So let's talk about Rwanda first of all. So what's happened? James Cleverly has gone to Rwanda, a tiny little republic in the middle of Africa, not the Central African Republic. That's a different country, but it is a Central African Republic bordering Burundi and Democratic Republic of Congo and Uganda and Tanzania. It is a place where 30 years ago there was the most horrific massacre, the fastest massacre in human history, in which 800,000 people were killed in the space of a few weeks without machine guns. This is when people who are Holocaust deniers say, "Oh, how did they kill that many people in such a short space of time?" And you're like, "Rwanda. That's how it happened." So what Cleverly's done, he's gone to Rwanda and he said, this place is perfectly safe for sending refugees. Something that Human Rights Watch and the US Department, the Overland, what's it called? The US State Department has said that it's not. It's not particularly a great place to live. If you believe in democracy, it's not a democracy, it's an autocracy, it's a dictatorship. It's been run by a guy called Paul Kagame for over 20 years now, and he doesn't look like he's going to give up power anytime soon. Any political dissent is violently stamped out. Opposition parliamentarians have been thrown in jail, and anyone trying to kick up a fuss about anything that the Kagame regime is doing in Kigali, the capital, is being persecuted around the world. This isn't just in Rwanda. This is something that happens around the world with dissidents from Rwanda. So we have all of this at the same time that we have a situation in which the Rwandan, there are people who are fleeing Rwanda. So what's happened is, we've aped this stupid policy of the Australians, which is they were going to send people to Nauru in the Pacific Ocean. That is a place that is thousands of miles from Australia, and it's a bit of a rock it is a rock in the middle of the ocean. I spent 4 days there once. They have noddy birds, which they like to have as their national animal and pet, and they sometimes eat them. Noddy birds, lovely. So what happened with Nauru is that it ended up costing millions and millions of dollars per refugee to send them over there. It was not cost effective in any way, shape, or form. However, the Australians could claim that, hey, it stopped people coming over in boats from East Timor, from Indonesia, which people were doing. A bit of a journey, a bit of a trek, to say the least, over those ocean waters. Not the same as people coming over from Calais which is just there. It's literally just there. And I know we've done this 1,000 times before, but let's do this again. There is no reason why anyone would have to come over here in a small boat if we allow people to have their claims processed for asylum in the UK from anywhere in the world. What you do is you say, okay, you want to claim asylum. Okay, go to the embassy. We will give you. We will have a thing set up. It's really quick. It's like going through the passports when you go to America and they scan your fingerprints, scan your iris, and they take down your details and say, right, you are now entered into the system and we have your biometric data. You then go away and leave the embassy alone, so it's not costing us anything in the embassy, and you go and you apply online. You can now have your access to the government website which will allow you to process your application. We set it up. This isn't complicated. They've got their ID, they've got their biometrics on there, and then you start going, okay, why do you want asylum? Why do you think you're being oppressed? Why do you think you're worried for your life and the lives of your family? And you go through that process online, and you guess a yes or a no. Okay, I would prefer more yeses than no's, but there is a system in place, and it seems fairly fair when it actually goes through, because 80% of the people who arrive here irregularly get asylum, get granted. They are genuine asylum seekers. Oh my God, who would have thought? So what you do is you say, right, yes, you are a genuine asylum seeker. Come fly to the UK. We'll buy you a ticket if necessary. And also, you can sync that up with the fact that they could work. So what are your skills in? What are your qualifications? What's your experience? And we can put people in work before they get to the UK. So it's ready. Their job is ready when they get to the UK. At the moment, people come over in small boats or however they get here, usually by flying or hanging off the back of a truck through the Channel Tunnel. They get to the UK, and then they step foot on British soil and say, right, I need asylum. And that's the only way you can apply. If you are not from Afghanistan, maybe, if you're not from Hong Kong or Ukraine, you have to do it that way, because there is no other way of claiming asylum in the UK. So they get here irregularly, and then they sit here for 2 years not working, costing the taxpayer lots of money for no reason. They could work, but we don't allow them to, because we're crazy. So with a system where you can apply from anywhere, not only will you be able to work as soon as you arrive, start contributing to the British economy and blah, 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 all the things the Tories love, right? Also, if anyone does come here on a boat, you've got their fingerprints. You've got that. And what you have is a deal as well with France, which we need to reinstate, which says that if anyone does come over here on a boat and they haven't been processed, they haven't been fingerprinted or anything like that, then we can send them back to France and they can claim asylum in the UK from France. That's the deal. We send them back. We used to do this. We used to send people back if they came here irregularly and we caught them halfway across. That's why in 2017, there were no people coming over here in small boats. It just didn't happen. It only started happening because of Brexit. The Tories made this happen. The Tories took a system that wasn't working particularly well in the first place and made it even worse. The point being, if someone comes here and they've had their application turned down, then we can legally, at that point, deport them back to where they came from. Legally, instantly, that afternoon, because we've already got all the data we need. We've told them that they can't come here and claim asylum because we don't believe they are real asylum seekers. They've got nothing to be afraid of. Okay, fine. Fly them back. That afternoon. And then suddenly, we've got nobody waiting in a massive waiting list. We have nobody costing the NHS, costing the taxpayer money because they're living here and not working while a claim is being assessed. I mean, the madness of a scheme where you have people coming to your country, risking their lives, risking their children's lives to come to this country, and then you say, okay, well, you've got to stand there for 2 years and not work, and we're going to put you up in a hotel, we're going to put you up in a facility, we're going to put you on the Bibby Stockholm. What kind of monsters are these people? So now the big wheeze is, well, we'll send them to Rwanda. So only 1% of the people coming over on boats are going to be sent to Rwanda. 99% of them won't be. Yeah, massive deterrent. Most of them won't even know about this policy. Massive deterrent. Well done. It's not like getting to Australia from Indonesia, which is a long bloody way. It is 30 miles. On a calm day, you could do it in an inflatable. I know, don't do that. Please don't do that. It's very dangerous. But it's not far. That's the point. And then we have this situation now where we have this idiot, cleverly, nominative determinism, going over to Rwanda and saying, let's do a deal where you absolutely pinky promise that you will never send any refugees that we send you back where they came from. Now, Rwanda have already promised this to Israel back in the 2010s, and they welched on every part of it. Sorry, that slightly Welshist comment there. I don't know a better word than Welsh. Reneged, that's a better word. Sorry, take that back. Half my family are Welsh, so like I can't. Lovely people. Plus, Carol Vorderman's Welsh, and she's the best. Brian Ferguson, thank you. Morning, Graham. Morning, Graham's hat. Oh, brilliant. Thank you very much. And there's a nice little ladies' summer hat there, which is quite nice. Anyway, so you've got Cleverly in Rwanda, and he's now got this new deal with them. And they think that by getting this new deal, where they absolutely positively swear not to send any refugees back to where they came from, or elsewhere, that suddenly that's magically going to change the mind of the Supreme Court in the UK, which ruled last month that the Rwanda deal was illegal. If the only reason they said it was illegal was because of the threat that these people would be sent somewhere else, I could squint and sort of go, yeah, I can see how maybe that could work. Maybe, I don't know. But that wasn't the only reason. Another reason was that people aren't safe in Rwanda. It's not a safe place to send people, refugees. And the Rwandan authorities say, well, the UNHCR, they send people here, from Libya. It's like, yeah, they don't have much choice. Some of the places in the world that have the most number of refugees, places like Pakistan, places like Papua New Guinea, are not particularly stable themselves, not particularly, free from violence, let's say. But it's the best of a bad situation, which is what sometimes the people who are running the UNHCR have to deal with. There was a civil war going on in Libya at the moment. Not that it gets reported very much, but pretty much a civil war going on in Libya. You do what you do what you have to do. But to choose to send people from a safe country like the UK to Rwanda as both an idea that this is going to be a wonderful thing for them to do because Rwanda is such a wonderful, beautiful country, but at the same time, it's a deterrent. Those two things can't operate at the same time. That's some cognitive dissonance there. It's, prison is either a lovely place to be and, get away from the world and just disconnect from social media for a while, or it's prison, a deterrent to you committing crimes. Can't be both. It cannot be both. So, yes, if we had the sensible, cheapest, most moral option of allowing refugees to have their asylum processes claimed before they get here, like we already have in place for refugees from Ukraine, it's already there, already exists. They turn up at the border, they turn up at the airport with their papers that they've got from the government website in the UK that says they have a right to come here as refugees. But the government want to use refugees as an excuse to be horrible to foreigners because that's what gets them off. Because they're sick puppies. Incredibly sick puppies. So I don't think this is going to work. I don't think it's going to make any difference whatsoever. Rishi Sunak says he's going to bring in emergency legislation, and this is going to be apparently declaring Rwanda a safe country. And just declare it. Just declare the sky. Just, oh my God. Just declare that water isn't wet. I'll make it so. Make it so. Bizarre. Absolutely bizarre. It's bad enough that their policies are hateful. The extra salt in the wound is they are inept, says Bad Bones. Yeah, absolutely. But the newspapers absolutely love this. The horrible tabloid newspapers written by privately educated wankers and owned by foreign living bastards like the Barclay brother, the Lord Rothermere, and the disgusting, vile creature that is Rupert Murdoch, an Australian guy who is now American. He's been here on holiday once, I think, and somehow has an incredibly disproportionate amount of power over the British electoral system, over the British democracy. We allow a foreigner to do that, but we won't allow a foreigner who's fleeing from war, a child even. And don't forget, this Rwanda policy doesn't exclude children. We could see children being taken over there, which is horrible. Here's the newspaper. Oh, look, I'm in the middle of the screen. Hello. I don't know why it's done that. There you go. It's better. Okay, so the Daily Mail. The cruelest and most indefensible doctors' strike yet is on the Daily Mail. A world in which the Tories are reasonable and doctors are cruel. That's the world the Daily Mail lives in. They want you to think that doctors are the bad guys and the Tories are the good guys. And new treaty solves issues raised in Supreme Court ruling, says James cleverly. No, it doesn't. It doesn't solve any. I was going to say it solves one issue, perhaps, but it doesn't even solve that. It's like, we already had a deal. It already said, we don't want you sending these refugees anywhere else. Once they come to Rwanda, they've got to stay in Rwanda. And they went, yeah, okay. And then when it went to court, they said, look, we can't trust the Rwandan authorities to keep their word on this, so we're not going to allow it. Okay, well, we'll get them to sign another thing that says that we're going to do this, that they're going to not deport people again from Rwanda once they've been deported from the UK to Rwanda. We're not going to deport them again. Says the Rwandans. And the Supreme Court or any court would look at this and say, nothing's changed. It's still the same government, the same autocratic government, the one-party state, that is the Rwandan government, in charge since the turn of the millennium, even before then. And basically, no, we're not going to allow this. So, the headline on the Express says, no reason to block Rwanda migrants deal. I just realised that the picture was over the top of your words there. Sorry about that. Sorry for all the chat that people missed out on. And then we scroll down. The Daily Star is about the Man United. Sunak's middle way on Rwanda is the Times, the Murdoch-owned Times rag. The Daily Telegraph. Minister threatens to quit over Rwanda flights law. This is 10 senior Tories prepared to resign if PM presses ahead with hardline plan. So not even the Tories can agree on this. Do you know what I mean? Like, the Tory party's like, what? Some of the people in the Tory party who, I don't know, have half a brain. And then there's a story in The Guardian about the apocalyptic conditions in Gaza, which is pretty bloody rough at the moment. And then the eye is on the COVID inquiry, which is about to launch in about 10 minutes' time. Why did the bodies have to pile high? Because Boris Johnson is a scumbag. He is a criminal. He is a compulsive liar. He is the worst of us. He is the worst human being that Britain has ever created. Seriously, he's worse than Harold Shipman. Like, he killed more people than Harold Shipman. And laughed about it in parties. If you want to say something nice about Harold Shipman, I don't think he was having a party every other week and snorting cocaine off some hooker's boobs in number 10 Downing Street, which I'm pretty sure Boris Johnson did. I mean, I don't know for certain that he did, but it seems like the kind of thing he would do. Have you seen him? Have you seen the state of him? Yeah, exactly. And then the Mirror's leading with Christmas cosmetic surgery. Hey, check out my cosmetic surgery. Christmas cosmetic surgery fear. Obviously, just a little heads up. Cosmetic surgery often does not make you look younger. It just makes you look weirder. Car makers win 3-year reprieve on electric tariffs between Britain and EU, which is good news for British car manufacturers. But again, it is it's not allowing us to unleash the full force of Brexit. Yeah, because the full force of Brexit is us living in caves. And then the Metro leading with it's a done deal. New Rwanda treaty signed. It's exactly the same as the old one. It just says, pinky promise that we definitely won't send people elsewhere. And the thing is with this is, like, we're going to take refugees from Rwanda. More refugees than we send over to Rwanda, we're going to take from Rwanda. They're going to be refugees from the Democratic Republic of Congo, a country that has been racked with war and civil unrest for the last 25 years longer. And it's a place where I don't know. There's not. You know, when we talk about why do people want to come to the UK, often refugees come into the UK. They come here because they feel some kind of affinity with the UK. Maybe they're a country that used to be part of the British Empire and is now part of the Commonwealth. Maybe they speak English. Maybe they have family here. It's very unlikely that someone from the Democratic Republic of Congo, which was an old Belgian colony, I mean, just the most horrific tale of genocide and brutality and torture. That was when King Leopold of Belgium ran the Congo, the Belgian Congo, as his own fiefdom. It's a place that has very few historic links with the UK. So thinking about it, I mean, people who are fleeing from the DR Congo might want to go to Belgium. They might, because of the historic link, they might want to go to France because they speak French there. They might, want to go to a francophone country nearby or something like that. But no, they're going to be sent to the UK. Okay, great deal, wonderful. Anyway, right. I hope you got plenty of water because you'll be shouting a lot at Boris Johnson's COVID inquiry. Says Tommy. Well, yes, exactly. I probably will be, and it's one of the reasons why I'm going to have a little bit of a break. So I'm going to try and get this show finished a little bit earlier than normal, so we can go straight into the what's it called, the thing, the thing, but the COVID inquiry. That's it. I'm just wondering where the COVID inquiry is going to be streamed from. I'm just going to see COVID inquiry live. Okay, so I've got the BBC up on my other screen, and they're just talking. I sent Steve Bray an audio clip this morning, which is of the woman Philippa who called up Radio 4, I think it was, talking about her experience of how she didn't go and see her daughter. Sorry, trigger warning here. Okay, trigger warning. She didn't go and see her daughter during COVID because they were trying to keep to the rules, but they knew that she wasn't safe, that she might do some harm to herself. But they rang the police instead of going round to see her. They called the police, did the right thing, and her daughter, by the time the police got there, which was hours later, it wasn't seen as a priority. Her daughter had taken her own life, and she's on the radio in tears talking about how, while she was keeping to the rules, Boris Johnson was having a party. And I sent that to Steve and said, play that really loud. Just play it over and over. Hopefully he'll hear it, or I don't know. Hopefully the few people out there who think that Boris Johnson is a good guy. Boris Johnson, he's all right, isn't he? No, he's a monster. He's an absolute monster. The pain, the suffering, the death that guy has caused is off the charts. And we say history won't be kind. It won't. But right now, we need justice. So I'm hoping that they time him not. I hope he gets all flustered. I hope he lies and cheats. And it'd be interesting to see if he's got someone behind him tapping his shoulder like he normally does, saying, shut up. There you go. Graham, I have it here. Thanks very much, Reagan Elise, for the link there. You mean on time, Graham. Lebedev is invested in the Independent, not the I. Rothermere bought the I from the Independent. Yeah, and also, what's his name? The Barclay brother. He lost control of the Telegraph for a bit because of some dodgy dealings that he did. But now looks like he's going to get it back again. They've all run at a loss. Like, all these newspapers are run at a loss. They don't care. They're not there to make money. They're there to drip hate and bile into the ears of, or the brains of older people who still read newspapers. And I'm sorry, that sounds a bit ageist, but young people don't read newspapers. They just don't. Johnson is the reason I want the British establishment scrapped as Loki's children. Yeah, Johnson's the reason why I want all of these Tory bastards to face justice. I want him to spend the rest of his life in jail. I do. That would be a good outcome for what he's done. Here you go, Graham. Buy some throat sweets. That's from Johnny Copperhead. Oh, thanks very much, Johnny. I'm still a bit knackered from driving to Ukraine last week, the weekend. But yeah, I'll try and go as far as I can. And then after the show today, I've got to drive to Liverpool this evening. So yeah. Oh my God. Poke me if I fall asleep. Did you deck them? My sister-in-law voted for Boris because she thought he was funny. I daren't ask her if she's still laughing now. Yeah. He's like an unfunny clown, isn't he? Oh, clowns are never funny. Clowns are just sinister. And he is definitely sinister. So yeah, the random policy, it's ridiculous. It's not going to work. Even if they do manage to send some refugees over to Rwanda before the next general election, it's not going to deter people coming over in boats because it's only 1%. It's going to cost a lot of money. It's going to make us look really stupid on the world stage. But hey, that's what we're good at the moment, isn't it? Looking really stupid on the world stage. Oh, shit. But yes, hopefully, this is the beginning of the end. And as someone pointed out in the chat the other day, every day now is a day closer to the end of the Tories running this country into the ground, which they have done. And if a Tory says to you, but they did it, ask them, what have they done? What have the Tories done? Brexit, yeah, that's a bad thing. Brexit has ruined our economies. Let's just talk about our economy for a second. Our economy has not grown, say it with me, in 16 years. Our population has, though, which means that per person, there is less money to go around. And yet, because of inflation and interest rates going through the roof, we are spending more every day than ever before on rent, on mortgages, on our food, on our clothes, on a pint of beer, which is now standard that it's over £5. Oh my God. On fuel for our cars, which has gone through the roof as well. That wonderfully stable price that we have for oil. Oh, we can't have renewables because, there might be a fluctuation on about how much power we get, so the price of it might go up and down. Oh, really? Prices going up and down for an energy thing. Okay. Terrible. Yeah, Winnie the Pooper. Bozo the Fluster Cluck or something like that, indeed. Poor Graham, you never catch a break. Yes, I do. I've had some great breaks in my time, but yeah, I'm still waiting for the big one. So yeah, I'm just going to let's have a look here. Manage. And what else have we got here? Someone told us. I was going to read some of your comments while I'm waiting for the COVID inquiry to start. Do you know what? As well, I've got my one eye on this on the other screen. I think that there's going to be. I think he's not going to be on time, is he? Apparently, he arrived early, so I don't know if it's just going to jump straight into it. I also don't know if they're going to be doing commentary on the BBC. They might be. I don't know. I also don't know if I got my headphones. No, I don't. Oh shit. Well, that's going to be interesting. I'm going to be doing a commentary. I'll have to lip read. Oh God. Okay. Well, I'll get that. I'll get it sorted. Don't you worry. Yeah. I got rid of my car 4 years ago. My fridge freezer hasn't been on since 2021. Bloody hell. Needs must. That's from Hughes. Indeed, like what the Tories have done to everyone in the UK, everyone, except for like the 0.1% of billionaires that they seem to, dance to the tune of, it's just all of it's just so disgraceful. It is absolutely disgraceful. Anyway, so the question being with Boris Johnson, will he lie to the bitter end? Yeah, indeed. So I'm just going to do this. Okay, right. So I'm going to get going now because it's 10 o'clock. So in a few minutes' time, there'll be a new stream starting on this channel on the COVID inquiry. So please join us on that in a moment. Great to see YouTube breaking into the stream to show adverts. It shouldn't have done that. Sorry if that's done that. I should have it set to not do that. But whatever. Okay, so I will see you in a few moments on another stream, which is going to be about the COVID inquiry. So look out for that. And until then, thanks for watching. Hello, good evening, welcome, and goodbye. I'll do that again, shall I? And goodbye. Didn't work that time. Third time lucky, eh? And goodbye. Hey, it worked. Thank God for that.